So in this episode, I'm going to be introducing the bridle and the bit. When I'm introducing the bridle and the bit, I like for her to be able to take it naturally and soft, not forcing it in her mouth. Once she does take it, I'm going to get it adjusted to fit her just perfectly, so it's as comfortable as can be on her. She really is such a cool little horse. She's pretty calm. Sometimes she can get a little flighty when you make really quick movements around her, but for the most part, she's pretty calm and just chill and really hangs out. I'm super glad that she is the second horse that I'm starting and that she's way different than that Mustang that I had. Whew. So here I'm just tying the reins up around and through the saddle and around the horn. So that way when I send her out to lunge her, she can get used to some of that pressure in her mouth from the bit. I didn't do it really tight, so it's give and take where she can learn just the different pressure points from it, where it feels most relaxed to her and whatnot, just to get used to the bit in her mouth before I climb up on her. This is normal when they just sit there and chew on their bit. They're just trying to get everything figured out and get used to it. We're just sitting here waiting on her to get used to that bit a little more. And I'm just sweating to death. She's like, yeah, I know that feeling. Sweating to death. Sweating to death. So here what you see me doing is flexing, bending, and softening. Also making sure she knows what means what from each rein and direction. I know a lot of different horse trainers and horse enthusiasts that will ground drive horses. I honestly have never ground driven a horse. This is just the way that I start them, and this is the way that I was taught by other colt starters, trainers, and from back in the day from my grandparents. So this is just what I'm used to. This is the second horse that I've started under saddle. The first horse that I started was a Tip Challenge Mustang back in July of 2019, which is when I broke my back. I had put my sixth ride on that Mustang and something spooked her and she went into a bucking fit. When that happened, she bucked pretty hard around half of the round pen and I decided to bail off. When that happened, my foot got caught in the stirrup and she started to almost rear up with me. I was dragged across the round pen, stepped on, and kicked. I broke my L1 through L4 transverse processors in my back. It took me 3 months to heal from that in a back brace. Since then, I've had a lot of PTSD when it comes to riding horses and even new horses. So this is a huge step for me almost 2 years later, starting another horse under saddle. I'm taking everything really, really slow. Taking my time with her. There's no rush. I know I've said that before in some of the other videos, but there really isn't any sense in rushing a horse. They're just like people. People are different and take their time in their own things, just like kids when they learn in school. You can't put them into one box, I don't feel like. Some people may say yes, you can, but I disagree with that. So I'm just taking it nice and slow with her, and we'll see where this gets us. So far, so good. I'd just like to remind everybody, I'm not a professional horse trainer or a professional in starting horses. I've just watched other trainers and my grandparents do it for years. So there she gets a little spooky little bucky. My legs may have been back towards her flank, or she may not have liked when my split reins hit her on the side, but we kept it under control. So in this video, you'll probably see me having some errors, doing some things, but I'm learning as I go, trying not to mess up the horse and trying to stay alive and not kill myself or break any bones or break my back again. She's doing really good. She's a really awesome horse for putting up with me and my rookie skills. I'm super proud of her. I really was just trying to keep forward momentum with her, whether that meant just keeping her from having sticky feet and wanting to stop. That's why when she won't go, I'll turn her one direction or turn her the other direction, because that seems to get her moving. I wanted to add a little bit of speed, as in a trot with her, just to see how she would do with that. I recently read an article that said, can you really do colt starting on a horse if you don't canter or lope them the first ride? And the answer to that this colt starter said was no. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't fully believe that's true, but some may disagree with me. My round pen's not the biggest either, so it's hard for horses and her to get into a full lope in my round pen. But she did well with all the other things that I worked on and tried with her. My legs weren't too quiet. I had a lot of leg movement. I was slapping my hands on my jeans and around her just to get her used to noises and movements up on her. Trying to get a bunch of the spooks or bucks or anything like that out of her before we add any more speed to her, just so she knows that this monkey on her back is not going to try to kill her. She started responding well when I was using my split rein to add pressure and a little bit of a slap on her. That's in no way to harm her or hurt her. That's to keep forward momentum. Again, I'm not here to hurt this horse or do any harm to her. I don't want her becoming numb to my leg, feeling my leg do all this pressure and kicking, and her just becoming numb to it. So I figure my split reins can kind of help with motivation to get her to keep moving forward. Kind of like when you're in the middle of the round pen, if you're using a lunge whip or a whip with a flag. It's just helping keep that forward momentum, keeping their legs moving, keeping their mind busy, just keeping them going forward. I don't know why on earth she likes to stop over in this area by this tree that bees. That's not where the gate is. That's not where we come in. She just prefers to stop over there. Maybe it's because it's close to the peanut gallery. My other horse is over there standing. I'm not really sure. It had rained a few days before this, so the dark part of the dirt was a little bit thicker, so it could have been just because it was a little sticky over there that she slows down in that area. But I get her going, and she's doing really well. She definitely, right now, I would say, has more whoa than go. Definitely a slower horse. I'm still trying to figure out what her breed is. It's a quarter horse mixed with something. And look at that stop. Whoa, girl, that was good. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out her breed. It's a quarter horse mixed with something smaller. I'm gonna measure her, but I'm gonna say right now she's maybe 14 hands, 14.1, give or take. She did good. I'm really proud of her. This is basically the wet saddle pads. Just going around and around and around and switching directions and going around and around and around and around. I'm trying to get her comfortable with riding, having me up on her back, getting used to everything that comes with riding. Then we work on some other little things, moving her hip, trying to start moving those shoulders, feeling pressure of the reins, what the direct rein means, and what the neck rein means. Introducing things slowly, little by little. She did so good. I am so proud of her. She is growing up and turning into the coolest little horse. Her mind is getting quieter, ride by ride, and with each new thing that we introduce her to every day. She just stands there and hangs out, lets me go get the halter and come back. She really is turning into such a cool little horse.